Hey everyone! In the previous video, I showed you how to install Portainer on a VPS to manage Docker via a web interface. By default, Portainer runs on port 9000 without any SSL, meaning it's served over plain HTTP, which isn't encrypted. This can be risky, especially when accessing it from outside networks. In this video, I'll show you how to secure your Portainer dashboard with a free SSL certificate from Let's Encrypt and enable HTTPS for safer, more professional access. First, connect to your VPS via SSH and then update the system packages to make sure everything is up to date. Once your system is updated, the next step is to install Nginx and Certbot, which we'll use to obtain a free SSL certificate from Let's Encrypt. After the installation is complete, you need to start the Nginx service and enable it to run automatically on system boot. This ensures that Nginx is always ready to serve web requests, even after your VPS restarts. After starting Nginx, it's a good idea to check its status to make sure the service is running properly on your system. Okay, it is running. Next, check your firewall status. If it's active, you'll need to allow ports 80 and 443 so that Nginx can receive HTTP and HTTPS connections from the outside. Now let's move on to configuring Nginx so Portainer can run over HTTPS. Next, we'll create an Nginx config file to route your domain to Portainer. We'll add the following content to the configuration file so that Nginx can safely forward traffic from your domain to Portainer over HTTPS. Make sure to replace the server name with your own domain name so the configuration works properly with your setup. Now, save and exit the configuration file. Next, we'll create a symbolic link to the site's enabled directory to enable this configuration in Nginx. Next, let's check if the configuration file is valid. If the output looks like this, it means your configuration file is valid. Now let's reload Nginx to apply the new configuration we just set up. Next, we'll use Certbot to generate a free SSL certificate from Let's Encrypt for your domain. On the first run, Certbot will ask you to enter your email address to receive important notifications about your SSL certificate. Type Y to agree to Let's Encrypt's terms of service and proceed with the certificate issuance. Next, Certbot will ask if you want to share your email address with the EFF, Electronic Frontier Foundation. You can simply type N if you prefer not to, then press Enter to continue. If you see a message like this, it means the SSL certificate has been successfully installed and Nginx is now configured to use HTTPS. Now try accessing your Portainer using your domain name without adding the port. If everything is configured correctly, you'll see the Portainer login screen, and your browser will no longer show the not secure warning, which means the connection is now encrypted with HTTPS. However, you can still access Portainer via the domain name or IP address on port 9000, which makes the connection unsecured. To resolve this issue, we will restrict access to Portainer to the localhost address only. First, navigate to the directory that contains Portainer's configuration files. Next, go ahead and stop Portainer for a moment so we can adjust the configuration. Next, open the Docker Compose YML file. To block external access to Portainer, we're going to temporarily comment out these two lines. Then, add the following line to allow access to Portainer from localhost only. Since we've set up Nginx as a proxy to access Portainer via domain and SSL, there's no need to expose port 9000 anymore. Instead, we'll restrict access to localhost for better security. Once you've made the changes, just save the file and exit. Now let's restart Portainer to apply the changes. After the configuration is done, try accessing Portainer via port 9000. Whether using the IP or domain, you'll see it's no longer accessible. Now, the only way to access Portainer is through the domain with SSL. That's it for setting up Portainer with secure SSL access through Nginx proxy. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.